Great days and glorious victory! My name is Spifflemonk, and welcome back to the underwater hell simulation that is Subnautica. I don't want to be here. I have a lovely house, though. Spiffle looks around his base and focuses on the alien containment, filled with a swarm of a few dozen originals. I left this off a few weeks ago because I didn't want to be scared out of my breeches for the umpteenth time. So here's a recap. My Cyclops is over there. I need to go into the scary caves of terror over there, and I really don't want to. I really don't. But I guess I have to. Spiff resigns himself to his fate and gathers some supplies, then swims with the sea glide back to the Cyclops, nearly being eaten by sharks twice in the process. He gets back to his Cyclops and gets in the pilot seat, suddenly heading towards the beacon marked the Terror Hole. When he gets there, he uses the external cameras to peer into the darkness. He does not like what he sees. A massive crack in the seabed floor, leading underground into a massive cave network. The floor can't be seen even with the lights. I hate this! Spiff growls angrily and descends into the deep. He gets lost almost immediately, struggling with tight quarters and enclosed areas too small for the Cyclops to fit into. The combination of cramped quarters, enclosed spaces, and complete darkness leaves him lost and confused for an unreasonable amount of time. He has to return to the beacon he left several times to try to find his way, and each time he does, he hates this place even more. He occasionally exits the sub, scans things he finds interesting, and then quickly gets back to it. Eventually, he finds the entrance to the deeper cave network. Ah, gods, finally! That was such a pain. Why am I piloting a big bugger-off submarine inside a cave? Seriously. Spiff whines a bit at the cramped quarters and lack of direction and resumes piloting. He gets deeper in, getting attacked by ampeels. Suddenly, panic. What? Fire? Fire? How did I catch fire? Where is that fire suppression system? Did I even remember to install it? Spiff quickly releases controls and runs into the ship. There are several holes in the hull. Water is leaking inside the sub, and there's a fire just in front of the decoy tube. He goes into a panic and activates the fire suppression system without checking what it does and is locked in the room. The system locks all doors and starts pumping extinguishers into the room. Why can't I leave? Why are the doors locked? Oh, come on! That's what it does? Well, at least it put the fire out. Need to remember that. Okay then, wait for it to stop and fix the holes, apparently. Spiff waits for the lockdown to end and heads outside. Ampeels that attacked have long since swam away, and Spiff quickly repairs the damage. He gets back in, restarting the sub's engine, and starts moving towards the next cave entry point. It's tight, stupidly small, and annoying to get around. Spiff spends a solid 40 minutes getting lost in the caverns, until eventually he finds the first access point for the rest of the game. The fossil caves. The first thing he sees is the fossilized remains of a massive leviathan, whose ribcage can fit the entire Cyclops in it 5 times over. Mother of gods! What? That's large. Spiff is very much at a loss for words, as he carefully trundles along the side and parks near the enormous head. He gets out and explores the local area. It's a truly huge cavern system, with strange green rivers appearing out of walls and flowing near the ground. Some of the flora is strange, such as the amoeboid and ghostweed. Spiff manages to scan the gigantic skull of the Leviathan before he gets his brains scared out of him by the juvenile ghost Leviathan that calls this bio its home. Fuck! Why are you here? You weren't supposed to be here! Spiff hastily retreats using a sea glide to get back to the Cyclops, then immediately gets back in the pilot controls and proceeds into the rest of the cave system. Ugh, I hate this area. It's just made of and one of those big creepy transparent beastie things? I hate that. I hate this. Can I go now? Spiff glares at the camera as he drives to the next spot. He follows the skull, carefully sneaking past the ghost Leviathan to a side passage. He finds another fossilized skull of a leviathan, being scanned and lit up by various alien devices. He scans it, his face visibly going pale as he looks at the massive teeth that form its face and mouth. Gods, I'm glad this thing is dead. I hate that. I really hate that. Spiff retreats for air and goes back in to scan more things, finding a secure door. Luckily, Spiff's resource collection obsession means he has a few tablets on him at all times, and he puts an orange tablet in the key pedestal. Right. Hidden secure treasure room thing. What's in this then? Alien biome specimens. Ooh, another cuttlefish egg. I'll take that. More importantly, a lot more ion cubes. I need those. More data, a data terminal. That's all here? Resources around like a ruby hanging from the ceiling. Okay then, let's continue. He shrugs and heads back to the sub, following the trail he came from, and finds entryways to the next area. He finds the skeletal remains of a leviathan conveniently in the middle of a large cavern, and a side passage too small for the Cyclops. Ha! Guess I'm taking the prawn suit out for a drive then. Is this part of... It is! It's part of the story objective thingy. The medical research facility, I think. Yay! Progress! Spiff gets out and grabs the prawn suit, giggling happily as he enjoys the deployment animation and trudges over to the passage. The area is lined with pillars and power cables, and eventually he finds an entry point into the building. It's in seriously bad shape, and Spiff genuinely looks like he doesn't want to be here. What's this then? Am I actually going to get any data out of this, or is this one of those too buggered to work scenarios? Let's hope there's actually something of value here. Spiff heads into the building and exits his suit to collect various things, such as finding an extra ion cube and collecting alien research data hidden behind a purple locked gate. Eventually he gets closer to the source and has to leave the suit because of a piece of debris blocking the path ahead. He finds a thing to scan and scans it. Sea dragon egg. I don't like that. I really don't like that. Dragons are bad if I know human mythology. I don't like that. Well, hope springs eternal if I recall the phrase correctly. Let's see what else this place has. He quickly retreats to the prawn suit for air, then heads back in to scan more things. He finds more skeletal remains and, more importantly, the warper manufacturing station. Wait, I've seen this. Those weird teleporting things are made from this place. Bugger me. I hate this. Okay, scan it. Quarantine Enforcement Unit. A warper? Well, that makes sense, it's the name. Ooh, data terminal. Let's see what's in it. Radio message. Data pertaining to the bacterium is being downloaded. Caution. Detecting atypical fluctuations in blood plasma proteins. A cell scan is strongly advised. Oh, okay. Let's do that quickly then. Spiff cell scans. Radio message. Cell scan complete. Bacterial infection has spread to the skin and pulmonary system. Medical report recorded to databank. It is imperative you find a way to neutralize the infection. Oh dear. What? What? Oh gods! Spiff becomes visibly sick as he watches the animation that follows. His character's hands appear, visibly in pain, as his blood veins turn green. Pustules of glowing green appear in the skin, and the infection becomes visibly known. Well, fuck. I hate that. I hate that! Okay, guess I need to hurry the hell up then, huh? Back to Cyclops. Need to do things. Spiff gets back to the prawn suit and back to the Cyclops in short order. He starts the engine up again and drives to the next spot. He is stopped dead in his tracks by a calming, beautiful blue glow. In the middle of the large cave area is a huge tree that has grown around some egg-like things. Spiff, of course, ignores this. Rays! More rays! Oh, I love these. So pretty. What are you? I must scan now! He gets out and immediately scans one of the new creatures, a ghost ray, and then actually bothers to look around. The cave is absolutely swarming with them.
This place is now my home, and I do not care what it takes. I shall now build a base here.
Spiff declares this emphatically and starts construction. Francine graciously begins a montage, shortening 3 hours of Spiff's work into 10 minutes of scrambling for resources, escaping creatures, getting lost in caves, until eventually a base is built up. He builds several alien containment buildings with glass and builds a truly spectacular base surrounding the tree, using the thermal vents nearby for the majority of his energy reserves, and an emergency biofuel generator with alien containment that has a swarm of peepers for a fuel source. Spiff takes the trouble to go back to the surface, and quickly catches 2 Reginalds to breed in his containment tanks in the new base, nearly getting killed several times, but ultimately succeeding. He eventually sits in a chair facing the Ghost Leviathan egg tree and relaxes.
Worth it.
Spiff's outro plays, showing fan art of Spiffle playing with the cuttlefish. Top comment. Yup, best base location in the entire game. If it weren't for the fact those are all Ghost Leviathan eggs, it would be less terrifying. Spiff's response.
Why did you have to go spoil it? Bastard!
Reply. Whoops. Sorry.
Great days and glorious victory. Welcome back to Subnautica. Can I stop playing this now? I hate water. I hate fish. I hate fish in water that are too big and want to eat me.
Spiff seems visibly distressed, but is safe in his base by the Ghost Ray breeding ground. He sighs, sits, and looks at the tree for a bit and resumes his play.
Well, I have to finish the game, I guess. Damn it. Let's just get this over with. I hate water!
Spiff gets into the Cyclops and secures all his gear, plus some extra resources for spares. He builds some spare key tablets and gets the prawn suit ready by fitting a drill onto it this time. He hops in the pilot's seat, starts up the engine, and heads to the next area. The mood takes a stark turn as he enters the next area, with the atmosphere taking a shift to the danger zone as the area turns red.
Oh dear. I see volcanic activity. I don't like it.
Spiff goes deeper into the area and winds his way through some more caves, nearly getting lost. Eventually, however, he comes across an open cavern. He is immediately distracted by the sight of a new ray species, the Crimson Ray, and immediately stops everything to go scan it.
Mine!
Spiff quickly scans it and then returns to the game, ignoring everything else. Once back in the sub, he uses the cave's walls to navigate, hugging them as he moves around. Then, a noise. A loud, echoing, water-muffled roar of monstrous proportions is heard. Then, Spiff sees it. The Sea Emperor Leviathan is casually swimming around nearby. Spiff stops and immediately reverses course as fast as he can drive away from the beast.
Why the big fish all the way down here? How did that thing even get in here? I hate this.
Spiff quickly retreats, emitting an annoyed groaning sound as he backs the sub up as far as it can go, and starts to hug the walls of the cave a bit further away. He dodges a sudden swarm of warpers and energy leeches as he travels along. He does a full circle of the entire cave along its wall, and realizes he has no choice.
I hate this. Why? Why do I have to go where the big fuck-off monster is? I need to go deeper, and I only have the chance to do that where the big monster is. Damn it.
Spiff sighs heavily and resigns himself to his fate, and turns the sub to head to the next spot. Spiff, quietly, somehow ignoring the Leviathan, gets to the center and enters a large crater. There, a very small but still passable hole allows him to slip into a much larger chamber. The mysterious voice and/or hallucinations his character has been going through pops up again. I am what you seek. Want to help you.
And I do not want your help, thank you!
Spiffle yells angrily at the disembodied hallucination and growls in terror at the noise coming from inside the cavern, indicating the presence of yet another Leviathan. He looks around and sees a small lake of semi-solid magma underwater, and the Leviathan wandering around nearby.
How is something like this even possible? I mean, it's in human fiction, so obviously it has at least some basis in reality. But this? A giant lake of molten rock underwater? I guess it kind of makes sense, but I say not really to this extent. But anyway, how do I get through this, do you suppose? Leviathan's there. Guess I'm taking Steve out.
Spiff uses the prawn suit to weave around the roaring Leviathan towards the facility in front of him, then manages to make it there. Barely, before the Leviathan shoots molten rocks at him, escaping by mere seconds into the facility shield.
Bloody hell, I hate that. What key does it? Blue? I don't have blue. Where do I get that? Fuck this!
Spiff out-tabs out of the game and checks the wiki. He stares at the camera accusingly and grumbles as he realizes he needs to brave the Leviathan again, then head up one level to the inactive zone to go to something called the Lava Castle. He docks Steve up, starts the Cyclops' engine again, and heads up through the small hole that was there. After a bit of hiding between cracks and holes away from the first Leviathan, then towards the Lava Castle.
Not much of a castle, is it? But it is an impressive rock formation. So many heat vents here. Ah, here's the entrance I am looking for. I'll take Steve for this.
Spiff gets Steve and heads inside the building, struggling at first but eventually finding the entry point. He uses Steve to navigate the area slowly but surely. He finds a purple terminal leading to a data terminal and gets that, having had the foresight to have ion cubes and other things with him. He moves through, scanning the thermal plant and scanning other things, acquiring data from another terminal, and finally acquiring another portal entry by expending an ion cube.
Well, that's enlightening. New portal location, huh? What do we do then? Where it go?
Spiff enters. The portal takes him conveniently to the turret facility, all the way on the other side of the map.
Ah, that's where it go. Excellent, a shortcut. Right, back to Steve and back down to the other facility. Back in Mini-Monk.
Spiff gets Steve out of there, docked into the Cyclops again, and once more braves the Leviathan and Lava Ocean to get to the entrance to the primary facility again, and expends his blue tablet. He gets inside, still walking around with Steve, and heads up the stairs to the big room.
Oh, lovely. Stuff to scan and a ion cube fabricator? So I get ion cubes from there, huh? Cool. Now, what do we have to play with here? Translation matrix? Okay, that's good. An empty case? Okay. An organic matter particulator? That's ominous. A tracking implant? That's this weird crescent thing. And, alien building block? Okay. What's on the other side? A sword. Contains the DNA traces of 7 different heads of state in the 13th century. Oh! So in this universe, the aliens were watching humans. Okay. Silly. Very silly. Now, what's next? A carving, a statue, and a holographic projector. And also a prototype tablet for these weird key things. Okay. Spiff takes some time to read up a little on what these things are. After he's satisfied, he wanders around, finding he needs another blue tablet. He has one, but ignores it for now and explores places he can go to. His first room is on the left side and has a portal in it. Another one, huh? Let's see where it goes. Spiff goes in, and it exits underneath the bulb bush biome. He shrugs, leaves a beacon at the entrance, and returns to the next location. The next room has a tube system for filtration, and dozens of peepers can be seen swimming around in it. Oh, hello. This is infesting. Looks like stuff to scan here. Let's see what we have. Enzyme host peepers entering and leaving through the pipe system. Ah, okay. So apparently this enzyme is the cure for the whole Cara bacteria thing. And from what I can tell, the peepers, a fish thing, goes in the place and leaves after getting the enzymes. That explains how the planet isn't extinct yet, considering how bad this bacteria thing apparently is. Anyway, next spot. I like the story this game has. Not so much the giant things that want to eat me.
Spiff carries on, heading to the next room. Spiff encounters another portal. He powers it, enters, and it takes him to a cave under the jelly shroom forest, where he has his base.
Oh, lovely! I can quickly stop by for resources and gear, then I can go back. Let me just leave a beacon here. Need food and water, too.
Spiff goes back to base, barely a few hundred meters away, and gets some supplies. He heads back into the cave, then through the portal again. The other 3 rooms are somewhat inconsequential, with Spiff finally noticing the room behind the entrance ramp. He scans the preserved fetus and egg casing, looking a bit green in response to the implication involved, and finally opens the way, expending the last blue tablet.
Right! Let's see if this holds any answers then, eh? Huh. Another moon pool. This will never end, will it? Okay. In we go.
Spiff lands on a small platform underwater and wonders why it starts to move. He moves his camera to the left and is literally scared out of his seat by the Sea Emperor Queen peering at him from under the platform.
Fuck!
Spiff lands on the floor of his office with a thud and hastily climbs back up into his chair. He glares at the camera and wags his finger at the viewer.
You saw nothing!
He unpauses the game and listens to the creature telepathically speak. Spiff jumps in the water and notices the local wildlife. Spiff just listens and waits for something to happen, as he marvels at the sight of the massive beast swimming about. The Leviathan swims about for a bit, then sits on the small sand dune in the middle of the tank. Spiff notices a device and scans it. The incubator, and 5 sea dragon eggs.
Oh, I get it. Last objective to get the cure is to hatch these, isn't it? Okay then, let's see what this beastie does though. Let me power it up first.
Spiff puts his last iron cube in the incubator's power core and starts it up. A new blueprint is added to his PDA. The Leviathan then lands near a structure and then blows sand away, revealing a portal. Spiff quickly goes back upstairs and gets iron cubes from the fabricator, then powers the portal up. It leads directly outside the enforcement platform turret, and Spiff goes about quickly sourcing the ingredients using Harshenglob. He goes back to his main base at the Mushroom Forest and makes the enzymes.
Right, here we are. The story is complete. Ha! Now, to hatch the eggs, get the cure, turn the big stupid gun off, and go home.
Spiff celebrates a bit and heads back to the facility, using the portal near his base. He enters, dives in, and inserts the enzyme. The eggs hatch. The juveniles are quickly scanned by Spiff, then they all head towards the mother and give a lovely nuzzle. The mother appears to collapse and leaves a heartfelt goodbye as the juveniles exit via the portal Spiff opened earlier. He exits his prawn suit and the juveniles begin spitting up blobs of Enzyme 42. The animation plays out. The character seems to panic slightly as the strange glowy goo covers his hands.
Oh, lovely. Now... Yes! Cell scanned, no signs of infection. Main objective complete. Now to... Get out of here. What was I doing again? Oh, yeah, I need to disable the giant gun.
Spiff heads in, up to the platform's power core and presses the button. A silly animation plays of the huge needle chasing his character's arm, and, successfully, the power shuts down. The gun is disabled.
Yes! Now, how do I get out of here? Oh yes, I think it was... Yes, build a rocket. To home!
A montage of Spiff going back home, then collecting all the necessary materials follows. Titanium ingots, plasteel ingots, everything he could possibly need, even going so far as to retrieve Mini-Monk from the underwater depths of a volcano just to have those resources. Turns out nowhere near as expensive as he thought. The first portion of the rocket, the launch platform, is built, splashing the water with incredible force. The launch gantry is built shortly after, followed by the main stage.
Easier than I thought. Ion power cells. Do I have the blueprint for those?
He does, but has no more ion cubes and has to return to the facility to retrieve more resources. After a bit of faffing about, Spiff returns and puts in the next stage. Reacquiring a Cyclops shield generator. Conveniently, he already has one installed in Minimonk and retrieves it. Spiff builds the cockpit, colours it a bright pink, names it Jacobson, and then heads to the gantry. The elevator takes him up to the cockpit. He goes through the motions of activating all of the systems in place. He gets to the time capsule and puts in 3 ion cubes, a thermoblade, and 2 tablets.
What to put as the screenshot? Ah, picture of the rocket with the name of my first ever supporter. That will work. What do I put in it? Oh, I know.
He types in the message box, Spifflemonk the alien gamer was here. Thanks for the journey, friends.
P.S. I hate the ocean, and I especially hate the big things in the ocean that want to eat me.
Closes the capsule terminal, then launches the rocket.
Capsule jettisoned. So does that mean if anyone else plays this game, someone might find it? Cool!
The final cutscene plays out. Spiff takes a deep sigh of relief, then exits the game. The camera shows his desktop screen and shows him preparing to hit the uninstall button. Then he stops mid-press.
Oh, wait. It isn't over. I have to play it modded now, don't I?
Spiff's expression descends into despair, and he ugly cries as he opens up the mods page for the game in his browser, downloading the Ancients mod, as well as some others as the screen fades to black and his outro plays. Top comment: you did it! Yay! Well done, Spiff! Now all you need to do is survive the even bigger giant killer fish. Spiff's reply:
I hate the ocean.